What's good, everyone? Just gonna get Bless on here. Should be dope. Been listening to his catalog all month. Going back to 2015, this shit is fire. And I think we have Bless. Should jump on the video any minute. Take a look here. What's good, Bless?
Yeah.
What's good, Bless?
What up, man?
Are you back from vacation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. That's dope.
Yeah.
You were in New Orleans, is that right? Or
Here we go.
oh, okay.
All right, we good now.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, everything's good. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just put the kids to bed. Had a long day. Woke up at 4 in the morning.
Okay.
But we're here.
Yeah, no doubt.
We got the hustling out of the way, the work out of the way, and now just doing what we love, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a thing. So how was New Orleans? Was that you were on vacation? Is that right? Or
Yeah. It was a little quick vacay. Every May in Texas, in Dallas, there's a joint called the Texas Frightmare. It's where all like horror Halloween stuff get together, and I love that type of stuff. So I was like, yo, I gotta go. And I've gone every year since 2019 when I found out about it. So but anytime I leave, we leave there, I gotta stop in New Orleans because I need to get my lamb neck from Toops. You know what I mean? So
I got you.
Yeah, but it didn't happen this time. But it was cool. It was it's a nice little vacay to get away from the spot, clear your mind, to come back and get back to the work.
For sure, man. And I imagine COVID is long over there. No one gives a shit, or
to be honest with you, when you go like to Texas and whatnot, I'm gonna be honest with you. The further down south you go, nobody gives a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're in the airport, and people are just like, if you got a mask on, they're looking at you like you crazy. Like, man, it's over with. Like, live your life, breathe the air. You know what I mean? Yeah. How is it up there though?
In Toronto, it's loosened up finally. I don't know if you heard, we were super tight. Like in the world, But honestly, I just caught it for the first time. I got over it last week. It was like a bad flu with cramps. To be honest, I'm kind of over it, man. The mask is off, and I'm trying to live my life, with my kids and stuff, my family,
I feel you. I caught it last March. Like, it beat me up. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, it beat me up to the point, not to the hospital, but it beat me up. Like, okay, I had enough, but then I laid low for a minute anyway, just to recuperate and between time, build on music and whatnot. But then it was like, but like, I know people said they had like the long hauls and stuff with the, dealing with the issues. I haven't had that issue though, but yeah, COVID, that's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Knock on wood. I don't judge anyone either way, whatever makes you happy.
Do you? Yeah.
Makes you happy. So fact. I think whenever I start this show, this is my muse, the art of rhyming. I love lyricism. I like to believe I only pick the best lyricists to come on this show. I've been backing it up, just explaining what I'm about. I mean, I've been listening to hip hop for 4 decades since I was like 5, 6. Got my first mixtape. about 10 years ago, I took this shit pretty seriously. I got a buzz for my neighborhood. I got in the newspapers. I did some shows. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
But I have an appreciation for what it takes to like dedicate your life to this shit. I've written in every decade, but not like throughout.
Okay.
But when I see a person like yourself, you know, I think you've been at it. I think you told me 25 years strong, man. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been at this. This is, hey, I mean, if we want to talk serious, like, yeah, like it's it's been a minute, and it's like, you know, you get bit by the bug, and of course you're gonna have your ups and downs, but you know, this is what you love to do. You're gonna stick with it till, you know, the wheels fall off. So yeah.
And I think, you know, I think that needs to be celebrated as well, man, because listen, not everyone's gonna turn a profit from music, but doesn't mean you didn't create dope art. You know what I mean? Maybe you're making money off music. I don't know for fact, but I'm just saying the point of this show is not about the money or fucking who you are. It's your catalog of work. And do you get busy with the pen, which you do in spades, right? So, you know, so there we go. So just want to say what I like about your style. I like the way I feel about your style. When I listen to it, from the beats to the rhymes, it's very cinematic. Because you really get into the details, you know. You might talk about your Versace plates, or just people, or bring people to very specific details that feels cinematic. Yeah. And you know, like a good movie, you know, it has a come up vibe to it. I like that you focus more on success. You know, you don't focus on the bad shit. And I think a lot of artists are not in that headspace, which is going to make this pretty interesting, you know, to get into your head about how you write your rhymes and, you know, the way you work on music.
Right.
And another thing that strikes me is, like, I would say overall you got more of a laid back style. You know, some people are more aggressive, but you're more profound with the words. You let the words speak for themselves, which is a very like mature way of rapping. You know, a lot of people are on 100 all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So
total sense. Yeah.
So that's what I love about your music. And just to let everyone know, what I do on this show is I'll spend a month listening to the whole fucking catalog. Like, I'm not just listening to a few things. So I went back to 2015, Holmes. That's one of my favorites. I love the track God's Hands on there. I think you really talk about your come up. I think it's a very important track in your catalog. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's true.
Which we'll talk about. And, you know, all the way through 2021, I mean, pretty much everything is fire. I think you came back strong with the Black Rose Theory as well.
I appreciate it.
in my humble opinion. So with all that said, why don't we start with what's behind your name and where you're from? I did some research on where you're from. I know I interviewed your boy, Lunatic, so I kind of have a sense of where you're from. But why don't you tell us what's behind your name and where you're from?
All right, hold on, let me. I'm over here tearing up my stuff, man. All right, well, first of all, you know, as far as Bless goes, I've always kind of been a natural at things, you know what I'm saying? But with the music, like usually I can hear something enough, and I was always able to play it before I took like piano lessons and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
So I hear something enough, I play it enough. It would be like little hip hop joints or just anything, not everything, but there were certain things I could catch on and just end up playing it, and people thought that I already had, like, you know, lessons or something. You know, I was, you know, with sports, I grew up, I played soccer, I played basketball. I was, you know, pretty much, you know, just good at sports and stuff like that. So I really didn't have to, you know, people always would be like, you know, you're so blessed, you're so blessed, you're so blessed. So when it kind of came time to pick my first rap name, not gonna front, my first rap name with me and my man Roscoe, my name was Jay Swift. That was my first name. It was my first rap name. So, but after that, when I started taking it more seriously, the Bless came in. Now my man Roscoe, he should be in here, Ron G, he should be in here somewhere, but he's the one who named me Picasso, because he was like, yo, when you rap, it's like a painting. Yes. I see, you know what I'm saying? And this was back in like This was like back in like 95. You know what I'm saying? He gave me that name. So it was like, I bet, you know, and I ran with it ever since then. So if he's in here, I don't know if he's in here yet, but yo, shout out to my man Roscoe, man. That's my brother for life.
Yeah,
So,
no, it makes sense because, like I said, you do paint a picture, you know.
yeah.
In every rhyme, you're painting a picture. So yeah, so and bear with me. I got a list of questions here. Let me ask you: is being a rapper the first thing you really wanted to be, or were there other things that came much before rap, and somehow rap came in the picture?
Shoot, the first thing I actually ever wanted to be as a kid was an astronaut.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, like that was a big deal to me as a kid or whatever, you know what I mean? But as far as hip hop goes, yeah, it was like I kind of dabbled in everything. Like I was a DJ at one point in time, you know. Before I was rapping, but the DJing, I was getting paid gigs as a kid to DJ.
Oh wow.
So yeah. So, you know, but see, I was like the worst DJ ever. I ain't gonna front because I would go there and play what I wanted to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be like,
Yeah.
yo, I want to hear this R&B song, trying to dance with this girl. Nah, we gonna play Apache Gangsta Bitch all night. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm doing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, but yeah, DJing. I did a little graffiti. You know what I mean? You know, little bit of pop locking. But yeah, from the beginning, it was a DJ first, then it went into the rap and everything else.
You know, to me, it's interesting when you have an artist that's a hustler. You know, I believe you're a hustler from everything I see. You know, you got your shit together outside of rap. It seems pretty evident.
Yeah.
But did art come before hustling for you in life, whatever hustling was? Or was it in parallel, man?
No. That the art was always first. The art was always first. The hustling aspect was the means to get the art done. You
Right,
know?
right,
So
right.
it was more so like, all right, let me come up with, you know, ways like when we was kids, like we was going to school and taking like, you know, candy to school and selling it in the classroom and stuff like that, selling it in the hallway. So it was always a thing to get to money. So I could go to the little Chinese spot that was, you know, up the block on Airline and buy the 4-finger ring so I could be like Big Daddy Kane. You see what I'm saying? So it was always something to look like, you know, hip hop. It was always hip hop, you know what I mean? So yeah, so the art, so seeing the art, seeing, you know, like a video and seeing the rappers with the big truck chains on and the stuff like that made me be like, I know moms ain't trying to hear nothing I'm talking about right now with that. She's like, go to school and get an education. Okay, well, hey man, I'm gonna take my little allowance, I'm gonna take my little lunch money or whatever, I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna go to the 7-Eleven that's right by the school, I'm gonna stock up on candy, and I'm gonna sell it for more than it's worth because I know, you know, that's how I started, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was
Just
the
to get
start of it.
music gear, like that was one of the primary
No,
motivations.
that wasn't even for gear. Like my mom bought me gear, but she was
Right.
not trying to hear, you know, hey ma, look, Big Daddy Kane or Cool G Rap or whoever got this 4-finger ring. I need that 4-finger ring when I go to
Yeah,
school
I hear
tomorrow.
you.
She's like, kick rocks, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, got
it
it.
became one of those things just to have the look, the aesthetic, you know,
Yeah.
as a kid before I was even that. Actually, the year that I started that, you know, with the little candy sales was the year that we actually had a dare program. And I'm gonna tell you this is funny. This ties into this though, but we had a dare program in school where, you know, keep the kids off of drugs and whatnot.
Right.
And I see my man just joined in. But hey man, my man A-Rod just joined in. Hey G, I was just talking about you, I was just talking about you with my name, yo. But check it out, right? So we had this dare program. It was like, yo, we forgot all about it on some real. We were like, yo, we got to come up with something. So I was like, yo, we're gonna rap. Now I have my cousin, rest his soul, my cousin Van. He passed away last year, but he had wrote a rap about like not doing drugs and blah, right? So I was like, okay, we're gonna do an anti-drug joint. Did a quick little freestyle in the classroom. Next thing you know, Officer Tanner, I'll never forget his name, Officer Tanner, he went and he told all the other kids in the 6th grade, like, yo, Miss Whitehurst class, they got rappers. Y'all better watch out. They got some rappers, right?
What grade was this?
6th grade. 6th grade.
I remember like grade 4 busting a rhyme about like a desert storm and stopping the war or some shit I didn't understand. So,
Yo, kid shit, you know?
It's wild thinking back to those days.
Exactly, kid shit, yo. It's like, you know what I mean? So we did the little rap or whatever. And we go to my after that, like I'm so serious about this. Like I'm having rehearsals at my house. Like I told, like, yo, y'all gotta come to the crib. We gotta get these dance moves straight. You know, that was that time. Gotta have the dancing straight. We do it at the high school. We're acting like, you know, at this time we're acting like the high school is like a big auditorium, like it's, you know, like it's Madison Square Garden or something. So we get up there, and when it's time to do the rap, I forget everything.
Right.
Because I just freestyled. But I remember my cousin's rap, and I rapped his joint on I rapped this joint on the stage, and the people went crazy, and I never told them. So I know my man, like I said, my man A-Rod just joined in, and they were best friends, yo. Like, they were best friends. So I know he's laughing about that right now, because my mind went blank just seeing all those parents and everybody cheering. And, yo, you remember the song, you remember the New Jack Hustler joint?
Yeah.
We had that instrumental. See, look, and this is how different I was back then. And I, you know, with thinking about it, I was like, yo, y'all got a sound system. We got a boombox. Can we plug this in? You know what I'm saying? So we can hear it on the real speakers instead of the other classrooms. They were taking their, you know, radios and putting them on stage, and that's killing the sound. Like, yo, plug this into the real joint so that people can feel it. I'm doing all the technical work and get on stage and forget everything, man. So yeah, that was one of those, you know, one of those good stories, man. Rest in peace to Van. Love you, boy.
So rest in peace. So look, you referred me back to 2015. I don't remember if I'm sure you have music before then. You said 95. Yes. I haven't heard it. Everything I've heard from 2015 is more or less about your success. You've already come up. Was there ever a point in time where Bless was a starving artist, for lack of a better word, or where your shit was different? Like, was there a shifting, like a big shift at some point in time? Or were you always kind of more on the success tip, on the constructive tip, on, you know?
I'll be honest with you. I started off more so like when we started cutting, well, I'll be honest with you, going back and forth. Like when we cut our first demo, me and my man Roscoe, we cut our first demo, our first real demo in '96. We were kids. My mom did it for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? We were teenagers, and we went to the studio, and it was more so. I'd say we more so kind of sounded like the youngsters. You know what I'm saying? With how we were. So it was like, it really wasn't like a, like we were putting what we wanted forth more at that time. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we weren't living any of the stuff that we was talking about. Like, you know, I remember, like, I started off a joint, you know, you don't want to test this kid in the Lex, making moves to Texas, collecting fat checks. We weren't doing none of that shit. We was at home. You know what I'm saying? We were kids.
Yeah.
So it was like we were rapping more from that, you know what I'm saying, from that perspective of the thing. Then at one point in time, yes, like, you know, I got into this, I don't know, this era that was, you know, more of a, I did a few songs that were more so like, I don't know, like broke songs, I guess, like you could say. I mean, like, yo, you know, I don't really got it right now. But that was like, yo, this don't even feel right. Like, this don't feel like you speak things into existence.
True, it's true.
So if you want something, you know what I'm saying, you gotta put it out there. And a lot of things that I've rapped about, either they were happening at that time or they happened in the near future. For me to actually be able to, you know, do what I'm doing right now.
I think that's a gem right there. I think not enough people understand that. Even myself, I'm guilty of it, man. And it's been a slow learning process. But the shit that comes out of your mouth, man, you're allowing that to become reality. I think a lot of rappers fall in that trap. I really do.
Especially once you put it on whatever, like you put it on a tape, you know, 2-inch tape, or you put it digital, you put it in the metaverse, you put wherever you put it, now you're signing and sealing it, because it's going to repeat. So the more it repeats into the world, the better chance you got a chance of scoring. You know what I mean? So yeah, keep it positive, man.
Yeah, man. So you know, I'm gonna get a bit nerdy with this shit.
That's cool.
How long did it take you? At what point did you realize, yo, I'm just gonna be laid back? I feel like your rapping voice is similar to your speaking voice. At what point did you realize, hey, I don't have to be barking with these MCs that are barking on the mic? You know, I could just let my shit speak for itself. My shit is profound enough that I don't have to be animated, like say a Busta Rhymes. Is that a realization that you had at some point that, yo, I could just chill out a bit on these tracks? I don't have to, you know.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, I've always kind of been like that. Like it would go back and forth depending on the track, but I think I got more comfortable and realized what I sound better on. You know what I'm saying? Like if the track is more hype, then I got to get more hype. So it's gonna make me push a little harder. You know what I'm saying? To you know, get out what I'm trying to say. But if I got like something that is kind of smooth, like, you know, like the joints you heard me on first with Lunatic, then I can have a conversational style type of rap with you. Yeah. And that's more my thing. Like I wanna conversate with you. I don't wanna all this, you know. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Busta fan, but yeah, you wouldn't catch me, you know, if I gotta scream on you and do all that, you know, it ruins my point.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And it's then with my name, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that goes with how I do my thing. It's like it'll just, I don't know. I think it just over time things just clicked, and I'm like, okay, this is just me. You know what I'm saying? Especially you get all these years, you do something, you just find what works, and this really works. Plus, I mean, it's just how I am anyway. Like, you know, like when I get hype about something, of course I'd be hyped about it. Like, yeah. But that's in a conversation with, you know, when I'm talking to you.
Yeah, there's a time and place, and it's maturity on the mic.
Exactly.
Identify that, right? And by the way, I want to shout out Lunatic, because I learned about you from Lunatic. I was looking for another MC to interview. I'm a big Lunatic fan. I think he's really dope. And I love your collabs too, because it's such a juxtaposition. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's coming more raw and like, you know, unorthodox, and then you got the level-headedness. Yeah. You both got poetry, you know, but it's a nice juxtaposition. So
it's dope. It's dope.
And
shout out my guy Lunatic. I don't know if he in here or not.
He probably is. I would guess he is. So in terms of the way you write, you know, some people, I like to guess, the people write quickly. I think some people write faster than others. I believe your style, you got to take time with it. Like the BPM you're rapping at, there's no room for filler, in my opinion. Every line has to be profound, more or less. It's just difficult to do. That's my assessment of your style. Is it fair to say you take more time with your...
If Lunatic was in here, he would tell you that I write too fast. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
really?
Yeah, like he'll be like, yo, because I know you gonna hurry and finish the joint. And I'm like, yeah, it's done already. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, it really depends. If I'm feeling something and I can, you know, it's the start of the rap. You just gotta come off. You want to make sure the first thing you say, you punch whoever's listening in the face. Yeah. So you can grab their attention for the rest of the time in the middle and then hit them again. So it really just depends, but I do take time. I do go back, and now that I used to, like, I just recently, I say maybe the end of last year, started writing in my phone.
Right.
So that has put me on a whole nother level. I don't know why. Shout out to my man Tony Hustle, because he was on me. He's been on me forever. Like, yo, start writing your phone, P. Start writing your phone. I'm like, nah, man, pen and paper. Like, dude, hold on. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. Look at this. Like these, you know what I'm saying? Notebooks just, and this is the recent stash that I just got out of. You know what I mean? Like I was really like, nah, man, the pen and the paper, man. The pen and the paper. But once I got on my phone, like, you know what I'm saying? Being like, sometimes I might be, you know, if I'm in an infusion or I'm stuck somewhere and I can't get to the pen and the paper, I'm in the phone and it just starts flying.
I think I have the craziest writing process of anyone I know. I don't write.
Okay.
Even when I was doing this 10 years ago, I don't write. I mean, I've been at this again about 2.5, 3 years. I literally had like maybe 4 or 5 projects, no writing. What I do is I make up that shit as I'm doing my whatever I'm doing all day, walking around like playing with a puzzle in my head. At some point the next day, I'll record a stretch into my phone, play that shit back, edit it, listening to it, and then record it again rough, and then get in the booth. It's a crazy process. It's like easy, but slow down a lot more.
That's ill though.
So, it's wild. I really want to focus on how I deliver the shit with perfect timing. You know, I think that's one of the things I didn't leave enough space in my rhymes about 10 years ago, and that's one of the big things. I just want to rap the shit out loud. Anyways, that's my process.
That's dope, though. I like that. That's ill. I've never heard that one. You know what I'm saying? Put like that. That's dope. Yeah.
It's like, imagine by the time you get in the booth, you've heard your shit about 100 times. So I don't even look at paper, man. I know my rhymes when I record. Yeah.
That's ill. Yeah, no, that's good shit, though. That's good shit.
So what's the ideal mind state to be writing in? You know, for me, like, sometimes life is teaching me lessons, for me personally, and I shouldn't be talking as much. Once I've learned the lessons and I'm coming out of that, then it's time for me to talk my shit, you know? So I have these like ebbs and flows sometimes, but is there an ideal mind state that you have to be in to really get busy?
Peace.
Wow.
Because if I have a lot going on, like, you know, this will take a back seat real quick, you know, because anything I say, whether I'm writing it down or putting it in my phone, it's just gonna sound crazy to me unless my brain is finally like, you know, I need a flat line. When I can get I can write. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many other things that I'll be thinking about, you know, and if they're positive, cool, because I can put them in the rap. You know, but if it's like something crazy that's going on or whatever, like, nah, I don't like to write like that because it affects how, you know, how everything's gonna come out. And I've done that before. I wrote from that perspective and said, oh, I don't feel like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to keep it. Let me change that up, and I have to, you know, end up flipping the whole rhyme again. You know what I mean? So I try to write my best. I write my best when I'm truly just, you know, on an even keel.
That's dope, man. Peace. Like, it means you're very conscious of the energy you're putting out in the world, man. That's
definitely,
you know,
definitely.
I think a lot of rappers, you know, come out reckless. I'm guilty of that too sometimes, but it's cool that you have the forethought on that energy you're putting out and just the mind state you're in.
Most definitely.
So when you're writing, right? Who's in your mind? What's your audience in your mind? Like, I know when I was a kid writing raps, my brother only listened to like Fly, Pimp shit, like Too Short. So even if I was writing conscious shit, I was like, what's my brother gonna think? It's gotta sound fly. Or I might write a line and think, you know, is that like kind of like something, a technique Nas did? Does it compare to that? Can I move forward? Like, who's in your mind when you're writing? Like, who's your audience? Who are you comparing yourself to? Like, who are you writing for?
Me.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, cause I'm like, if I fuck with it, they gotta fuck with it.
Yeah.
Cause I hate everything. I hate everything I do. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets to I'm like one of those people. Like, I listen, get it out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just one of them people. Like, I feel like if you get complacent, then, you know, you'll be stuck on whatever you were the last project you did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more so like, let's, you know, let me just try and beat what I did the last time.
Got it.
But I mean, you know, of course I was raised by the greats, you know what I mean? Like, I tell people all the time, my favorite rappers, you know, they didn't sell records like talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Cool G Rap baby. I'm a Granddaddy IU baby. I'm a Tragedy Gaddafi baby. Like Nas, and I say Nas and probably Mace. Like, those are the ones who sold the records. Everybody else, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't, the ones who I was like really affected by, they really didn't, you know, It didn't push big numbers, but it didn't matter because that pen was, you know, had me stuck.
Which Mace were you a fan of? The Bad Boy Mace or the, you know, Children of the Corn Murder Mace?
Both, because he could go in both worlds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Murder Mace was that guy. You know, he was a mixtape killer. He was killing all the Clue mixtapes back in the day. I was like, yo, this dude, he's nice with it. But then to see him be able to switch it up and then go back and do a Funk Flex mixtape and kill that joint, I was like, yo, this is what really it's about. I understand, you know, some people like one lane. You know, like, oh, I just want to hear this all the time, like, but not for, you know, not for me. I like for, yo, show me what else you can do.
It actually tells you how much of an artist he is. Actually, it doesn't get credit for. To be honest, I wasn't up on Murder Mace. I went back just because you said he's one of your favorites, and I listened. I'm like, oh shit, and I could see, you know, that he was an influence on you. I could see the slickness. You know what I mean? The cleanness of the bars and things of that nature.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Shout out to Mace. Oh, I got a funny Mace story. If you want to hear that real quick, it's a very short story, right? So I'm in Miami, coming out of the hotel, like the Double Tree off of it's not on Biscayne, but it's on the street behind Biscayne, right? So I hear this voice. I left these glasses, left my Versace's in the truck. So I'm going to get them before valet pulls the truck around the back. And I hear me, Mace has a distinctive voice. And like I'm walking back out of the hotel. They got two lions on each side when you walk out. And I turn, I look, and I see him standing and he's on the phone. He's like talking to somebody. And I look at him and he looks at me. He's on the phone. He takes a picture of me and gets back on the phone and keeps talking and walks into the hotel.
He takes a picture of you?
Yo,
for what?
I was like, I think it might have been because, you know, the fit I had on, maybe he was, I thought maybe it was my polo joint because I had an ill Miami polo on, like it was a Ralph Lauren polo, and it had the Miami joint, it had the kicks was matching the joint. I think he was looking at the fit like, oh, he killed it with the fit.
Right,
I was hoping that's what it was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, because here's somebody I rock with, you know what I mean? And he just, you know, he was like, yeah, you know, snap, yeah. And I'm like, yo, whoa.
He probably called his assistant and like, yo, get me this jacket or whatever.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, shout out to Mace though, man. That was wild, man. And like, you know what's another crazy? I don't know if my man Biggs is in here, but we was talking about Granddaddy IU. One day we were in New York, we was in Manhattan, and we were my man was going up there to be an engineer for the producer Ty Fife, right? So, you know, Ty Fife worked with Eric Sermon, all that good stuff. He got plenty hits under his belt. So we went up there and like he knew how, you know, like I always tell people like, yo, I'm the Granddaddy IU baby. And I talked to Granddaddy IU about this back like on MySpace, and he went and he listened to my music and he was like, yo, whenever you ready to work, let me know. Like, you got it. And I was like, yo, I appreciate it. But see, I'm so laid back at times, I be blowing situations and I end up falling off. So we just so happened to be walking down the street in Manhattan and walk by Granddaddy IU. He's walking the other way and we're walking this way. We walk by him. I say, IU, what up? I salute him. He salutes me. And my man stops me and he's like, are you a fucking idiot? You know, I'm like, yo, that's dude. That's dude. Right. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, go back and talk to this guy. You know, I'm like, nah, man, that man here on a mission. Let him handle his business. Like, that was, you know, these are the type of situations, you know what I'm saying, that happen. And people are like, dude, like.
You know what? Can we talk about that? Because I was going through your timeline a bit, you know, learning about you. And I heard you, or I read that you know, you're rubbing shoulders with the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Prodigy.
Yeah.
Getting nods from people like Granddaddy IU. Can you paint a timeline of some of these events just to give people a sense?
Okay, let's see. Let's see. The start was the Prodigy joint, you know. And shout out to my old, you know, one of my old rap partners, you know what I'm saying, my man 20 King. He passed away recently. But we had a situation through a couple other connects that made it where we was actually supposed to get with Prodigy back when he had Infamous Records. Wow. So this is like maybe 2001, 2002, something like that. So they were starting a tour off here at Tidewater Park. I mean, it's Harbor Park, excuse me. Harbor Park or whatever, it's a baseball field joint we had. But we had this, so we had did a couple little shows around the way with them. And like I said, Prodigy rock with us. You know what I'm saying? Facts, Lunatic. We will see them niggas really soon, man. Straight up. You know what I mean? But so, but yeah, so that was the situation. You know what I'm saying? And Lunatic was there that day, you know what I'm saying? He got with Prodigy and Prodigy fucked with him too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we was so that was that situation. But due to I think at some point in time, you know, we was I don't know, man. It's like where we from, sometimes shit just happens. It's weird, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't even front. It's been so many situations that shit is just weird. So okay, so that's that. However that happened, I wasn't in the inner workings of that situation. But however, whatever happened, we didn't end up doing it, right? The next situation was the Rough Riders joint, and that was right after it. They came here looking for a group or producers or whatever, and they had like this big,
specifically to Virginia.
Yes. They had like this big 57 acts come to the Marriott in the joint. They had everybody on stage and blah blah blah. Like it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. And this is like 2001 too. So we're like
Sorry to cut you off. Were they looking for the second clips? Like what was it like?
Nah, this time. Look, I'm gonna tell you. This time there was like at this time they were looking for supposedly from the guys who. Okay, look, I gotta tell you, this is how crazy this is. Okay, so they were supposedly looking for the new Swiss Beats, because at this time Swiss Beats was, you know, doing his Full Surface thing.
Okay.
He just had Cassidy, blah blah blah. Jen, I think Jen had just maybe. He might have just started on 106 and Park winning the Freestyle Friday joint. So it was like, you know, they was doing whatever they're doing. They had like 57 acts. So it was me, it was our group, Black Pentagon. You know what I'm saying? We had a joint. The dude, it was a dude before Akon. Big dude. Had on a jail suit. He was cuffed up and whatnot, you know what I mean? And he went out there and he sang R&B. And he killed it. We heard him from the back. Like, we were like, oh, man, we in the back of the joint. They're like, yo, he killed it. He came from the back. Everybody rushing him. Like, we talking about people from Rough Riders are rushing him. Like, so what you going to do now? We're going to sign you. So me and my man Duck, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's in here. He's probably not. He's like, you know, hey, you perform? Hey, you did perform, yo. Look, man. But it's all Pentagon. It was all Pentagon. So, right? So we like, yo, okay. We're like practice night, you know what I'm saying? We know we lost, so we're like practice night. We're just gonna go on stage and kill it. So we go on stage, and I had this song. This song was not planned, but once again, I'm orchestrating shit, and I'm like, look, man, we don't have time to record like a new song to write, because this event is right around the corner. I'm gonna take a song, I'm gonna scrap my other two verses, I'm gonna change the beat, I'm gonna keep my verse for that other song. I need y'all to take two verses of the song, and that just be that, and I'm gonna keep the hook. There's a song I had called Cock Your Shit. And I was like, yo, we just gonna keep it like that. And the beat went with how the hook went. So I was like, yo, this will be it. Boom, sent those. We went in there, we did it. And after that, we got off the stage. The joint was over not too long after that. We started hearing people like in the situation, like, I don't know how it is up there with shows, but like after shows, you start having people down here be on some, yo, hey man, my man can battle your man $5,000 right now. I got bread. The hustlers trying to get their bread up.
Right.
So we go outside, me and my man, you know what I'm saying, Zadie Liston. Shout out to Zadie Liston, man. We go outside, some dudes make a U-turn in the middle of the street in a red Nissan pickup. And they tell her, they like, yo, y'all killed it. I don't know these guys from whoever. They just be like, yo, y'all killed it, man. If they was down here really looking for artists, yo, they would get y'all, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yo, I appreciate that, man. And they just peel off. Now, up the block, I can't remember shorty name right now, but somebody in here knows shorty name. I think it was Aranda somebody, but she came running up the block and was like, yo, congratulations. And she sang on a couple of Fat Joe songs or whatever.
Right.
She came over to us and was like, yo, congratulations. And we like, yo, what? She like, yeah, y'all won. And we like, we won? And she was like, yeah. So we go back in the building. My man is screaming. My man saying, "We got a deal, dog." He's like, "Wow!" And we're like, "Yo, what's going on, yo?" They're like, "Yo, we won." So from that point on, like, it was crazy because my man Rice, shout out to my man Dirt Rice, man, one of the illest off the top. You just gotta let him curse. If he can curse you out, he can kill you with the joint. But if he gotta mute himself and clean it up, he gonna lose. So he's in there tearing heads off. It was like the perfect storm. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where like you find out some great news and then you see the CEO, you see one of the CEOs, of Rough Riders elbowing the guy next to him, like, do you hear this guy? Like, crazy. And then we go in and they tell us, y'all won, y'all this, da 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 da. And then from then we ran with them for probably about a year. But it was like, when we started, it was like a bad position for us to run with them once again. That funny, like Lunatic said, Twilight Zone shit, because when we started running with them, okay. Chinese.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
You're breaking up a bit, but just keep going, man. Just keep going.
Okay. But can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Jim was the Chinese kid they signed. They wanted to turn him into like a gangster. And I remember one time we was on the bus when we was in South Carolina for the bike week. And he was like, "Yo, I'm not a gangster. I deliver Chinese food." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what I do. Like, I just want to rap. You know what I mean? Like, no, seriously, that's really what he said. He was like, "Yo, I deliver Chinese food." So his album came out, it tanked. But when we went and we talked to them, yeah, and I bought the album, you know what I mean? But when we went and we talked to them, it was like, "Yo, let us see what Jen does, and then let us restructure this Interscope deal, and we'll see what happens." We just dropped Volume 3. Let's see how it sounds, and I remember how it sells. And I remember they dropped the joint with Bubba Sparks and Jadakiss. That was the lead single for the joint, and didn't do shit. So we got screwed again, you know what I mean? And they told us, they were like, "Yo, y'all can stay around," but we was like, "Nah." You know what I mean? Like what's the point? We're not getting anything from it. We're just cutting music, and then we're cutting like hard records, and they're telling us they're too hard. Like, they're telling us our records are too hard. Like, I went home, my man. I went home. We had an event in Richmond, and they told us our records were too hard that we had cut at the studio. So I went purposely back, found our old, Spanish like picnic CD, and took some Beastie Boy drums to what was it? What was the joint? Paul Revere. The Beastie Boy drums on Paul Revere.
I love that track.
Come on, man. Beastie Boys, don't get me started. So we take the joint and I put the little Spanish guitar joint on it, and I play it for the chick who told us that our records are too hard. Yeah. She was like, "That's it. That's what we need." And after that, I was like, okay, this is the music business. Because, when you think about Rough Riders, the first thing you think is like, all the records are hard.
Hard, yeah.
So that killed it for us. We were like, damn, man, like, yo, they even want us to do joints. And we seen them on stage, like, mimicking dances. And we were like, damn, this is terrible. Okay, cool, whatever. Gotta do what you gotta do. Scratch that. So we end up, the Rough Rider situation didn't work. Then we got with another group. They were kind of like a local, I don't want local, but they were in North Carolina, and they were trying to help us, and they did some things. Shout out to, Reckless Entertainment. We did some shows and stuff with them, but, fast forward, I started working on more solo material. And from the solo material, it was like, I say the next big jump was for me, and getting out of my comfort zone, was the Griselda situation.
Yeah, you got the 2015 collab with West Side Gun.
Mm-hmm.
In the name of that track.
Teddy Rushot.
And then you got the 2017 one with Conway and West Side Gun. What was that like? I don't want to make this the Griselda show. This is about you, but it feels like a lifetime ago for Griselda, based on what they've achieved. What was it? How did you connect with them, and like, did you think that they would reach the heights that they're at right now? Like what was that like?
Hey man, let me tell you something, yo. Okay, so once again, get out of your comfort zone. To anybody, say it on the replay when they watch it, get out your comfort zone, because I stick to my people. take it back to real quick to Prodigy when he was on stage, and I'm in the crowd with my friends, and they're like, "Yo, you supposed to be on stage with him." I'm like, "I don't know him. I know y'all." You know, so I didn't go on stage until he called me on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I wasn't, you know, he was like, "Yo," and it was funny because Prodigy.
Who called you on stage? Prodigy. Okay.
Prodigy did. Yeah, he did. He was just like, you know, sound like probably, "Yo, Bless P, where you at? Done? Come to the stage." Okay, now I'll go to the stage and do my work. But before then, I'm just not going to stand here and do so. I'm, like I said, I'm loyal to a fault. Sometimes it screws me over. You won't believe how many people told me, and my group might not know this, but you know how many people told me, "Man, leave your crew alone."
Right.
It's just you work on your solo. Don't worry about your group. But like I said, I'm a loyal, so I love my people. I'm gonna look out for my people as much as I can. But to go to the Griselda situation, it was like, "Yo, my people's, you know, my fam was like, 'Yo, you need to break out of your comfort zone, man. Like you just want to deal with the same people, and that's not doing nothing.'" So one day I happened to be listening to Jack.
Your audio's breaking up, but keep going.
I hear a little something. Okay, you
can
back?
You hear me okay?
Okay,
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
That wasn't me, eh? I don't think it was me. Hold on, Lord. I'm gonna switch my.
I think he's changing his internet connection. What's good, Scary Hour? All right, he's gone. Definitely got plenty of industry stories. I knew this would be interesting. What's going on, Rock City? Scary Hour, I believe his next project is it with you? Is that right? Okay, here we go. Okay.
Technical difficulties. Yeah.
Back?
Yeah, back, man. Oh, the Griselda joint. I'll just go ahead and get back into that. So I was like, "Yo, check it out." I went on a cruise. You know what I'm saying? Came back from the cruise. Listened to the Combat Jack joint. Combat Jack asked Razcast who he listened to. He was like, "Yo, you know who you listen to?" He said, "Man, when I'm just trying to hit some grimy shit, I just listen to, you know, Westside Gun." That was the first person he said.
Right.
So I was like, Westside Gun. Of course, I hear that name. I'm thinking he's, you know, from the West Coast, whatever. So when I get home, I look him up, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, he dope." And I'm like, but something just told me, he was like, "Yo, why don't you try breaking out your comfort zone with this guy?" Like, since, you know, he's kind of new too, because at that time, this is early 2015. He ain't really got nothing moving like talking about.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, so I hit him up. And I'm like, "Yo, what's good, man? You know what I'm saying? Blase, blah. I fuck with what you do. He hit me back like immediately and was like, yo, what's good? Yo. I said, "Yo, I'm trying to do some work. Like, you know, what you need to do the work." He waits a little bit. He comes back. He said, "Yo, man, I just listened to one of your joints, man. You riding that lane. I fuck with that." So he hit me with a dumbass price, super low, and I was like, "Yes, okay, let's see what's going on, man." You know what I'm saying? Because we talk money, you get things done a lot quicker. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm like, so we started building from there, and me and this dude was damn near like, you know, we talked like a lot. You know what I mean? Like a lot. We would be on the phone. We call each other, we text each other. We started building this relationship after the song got done. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, "Dude, we gotta do a video, man." You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, we could do the video. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, what you need? You know, come down for the weekend. He was like, yo, just slide me a little up. Boom. Slide him a little bread. Came down, you know, picked him up from the airport, stayed at my house. You know what I'm saying? Where we at now? Because I was like, dude, ain't no reason to get a hotel. Just stay at the crib, man. You know? Went the next day. It was a blazing day. Shot the video. You know what I'm saying? After that, went to a show that was happening up the block. Went out that night. Went to Roger Brown's. He popped some bottles. We went, got some food. The next day, he flew back home. And you know, from there, we were, you know, still chopping it up. And that's it. I mean, like, that's still, like, I talked to this. I mean, I still got his number in my phone. We still talk to him maybe like a month ago. It's not like how it used to be. I mean, this man is moving around making money. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like, you know, it was what it was. And then when we did the Terribles, I hit him up one day, and this was right before the Eminem situation. Yeah, you know, before his
Oh, right. Yeah. With Chris, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No.
I don't know your situation.
My Eminem situation did not go anyway how it was supposed to go.
You had an Eminem situation, all right? So there was.
Yeah, there was an Eminem situation with the A&R at the label, and it got crazy. Like, it was like, yo, we're gonna put you with Yellow Wolf. And I'm like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? It was just weird. It just got weird. But
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. But when it came to the Terribles, it was just a phone call. Like, yo, man, like, let's do some work. Let's do some more work. Let's get something else done. And he was like, yo, I want you to go ahead. Let's go ahead and knock it out before you put out you know, before we make this major announcement. And see, I didn't know anything about the Shady situation. It was just like, yo, I want to, you know, let's just put it out. Okay, cool. And so he said, but it's a major announcement. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So then, boom, it ended up, you know, being what it was. And we put it out like, you know, maybe like 2 weeks before it really jumped off. And, you know, and it got us more looks. I can't say for my man Will 757. Shout out to my man Will 757. But it got us it definitely helped me on looks and whatnot. And yeah. But, you know, out of that whole thing, for real, man, shout out to Conway, man. Shout out to Conway. I was hanging out with these guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, before all this shit, like, we were actually, it was funny because I travel, so I don't know if people weren't traveling like that, but like Wes would be like, yo, Bless be in places that, you know, Bless be in more places than my own people be. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yeah, man, if I'm in Las Vegas and y'all in Texas, why wouldn't, if I'm flying to New Orleans in between time, why wouldn't I just stop there, you know, holler at y'all real quick?
With all the you know, people you've rubbed shoulders with in the industry, you ever get frustrated at some point, or you feel like, did you always feel like, you know what, inevitably my time is coming? Does it matter to you at this point, like, you know, you do the music, or is it just your muse at this point? What would you say?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like everything. There's a yin and a yang to it, you know.
Right.
And at some point, like when everything first kind of went down, I think it affected the people around me more than it affected me.
Right.
Like, my friends were like, yo, he gonna hold you down, right? And I'm thinking like, well, what's holding down? Because holding down could be somebody putting you in a certain position, or somebody saying your name, or whatever it could be. And I was like, I had to be real. I don't know what he's gonna do. I said, I just know that, you know, me and this man, you know, have broke bread together. We built on things that have nothing to do with music. So I just gotta wait and kind of see how he moved. That was just how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's definitely, then it's been some times like, I'm like, well, I know how to do other things too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to do other things to get money. So this is not like because for a lot of people, this is the ends. I know you were saying, like, you know, it's not about the money, but for a lot of people, it is about the money, because this is how they're going to be able to, you know, take care of their kids or their friends or whatever. So I'm going to just say for Black folks, we looking at it like, not me, personally, but it's like, it's constantly like, for a large group, I can't pull you in. Because if I pull you in, then my money stops. That's how that's a mentality, that's the mentality. Like, yo, if I show you how to fish, it's not even taking you there and feeding you the fish. If I show you how to fish, there ain't gonna be no more fish in the lake.
Right.
Like, that's how it's looked at. So so I already knowing that with people, I don't expect anything from anybody. If I do catch anything, cool, it's a blessing, But if not, we're gonna keep these wheels turning. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do.
Yeah, I hear you. I want to take it back to your city where you're from, Portsmouth, or Portsmouth. Correct.
Yeah.
Portsmouth.
Yeah.
I didn't really get all that too much into it with Lunatic, but I did the research, and Lunatic told me straight up, I think your city had the highest murder rate per capita at some point. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just to take it back to artistic level, there's tough guys everywhere, but when you're talking highest murder rate per capita, I picture a different environment where the words that come out of your mouth, maybe even on wax, like, you got to have accountability for what you say. Perhaps let me know. Mm-hmm. What's that like to be in the city that you grew up in, and just like controlling what you project out there, and just handling yourself, among people, and telling stories about your life through music, and letting people into your life, but at the same time being accountable for the words that come out of your mouth.
Well, I tell you right now, to kind of change that, we were, but we probably still are, number 22, number 1 in the state of Virginia for robberies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And number 22 in the nation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, we get I tell you what, when Westside Gun came here, he didn't know. Like, he was like, "Oh, this is so nice. This is nice." I'm like, "Man, you have no idea, man. The underworld is real around here." You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as it goes with the music, for me, I think that's why I try to, you know what I'm saying? Facts, yo, come through the tunnel, tuck your ice, man. Right? You know what I mean? But yeah, like, it's integrity is a part, because you will be asked about the things you talk about. If you out here telling, saying, how many keys of this and how many this and that, you out here moving and blase, blase, blah. Hey, man, the right person was good with that if they catch you. It's still that type of environment. You know what I'm saying? And, it's crazy, because I was talking to one of my people. He might still be in here, but he was like, he was talking to his man. He was playing some of my joints for his man. And his man was like, "Hey, man, he can't be from Portsmouth." And he was like, "Why?" He was like, "Dude, he talking about palm trees and this, that, and the third." Yeah, talking about me. He was like, "He can't be from here." You know what I'm saying? Like, he's talking about palm trees and doing this and doing that. Ain't none of that in the city. Yeah. And it hit me like, damn, man, like, this dude has never left where we're from. And then my man went and was like, "Nah, look," and took him online and started showing him. He was like, "Wow, like, dude, he living life." And that's the type of shit I'm on. I want people to expand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we from a city that somebody will knock your fucking head off and keep it moving. Like, I'm surprised right now my ring isn't going off with somebody being shot. Somebody gets shot every night. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gets shot at every night. We just had a festival here last week. There was like a 420 Unity Festival, and for that weekend in that area, nothing happened. That was a big deal. But then during the course of the next week, people got shot all around there. You know what I'm saying? It was like, dude, like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like, I want people to be able to see, at least a little beacon of hope in the city. Like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, guys from Portsmouth, the Portsmouth people, we built a little different, but you gotta, I just say, man, if you're gonna do this, if we're talking about music, speak what you know and know what you speak. Yeah. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If you're from the city, because like I said, I know people will be like, "Hey, what's good? What's good with all that you talking?" Yeah. So, but yeah, keep it real with yourself, and you'll be all right.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, how are you doing for time?
I'm good. I'm
You
good.
good, man?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'm Dracula, dude. I'll be up all night, man.
yeah. You sleep all day?
Hell no.
Power nap?
Yeah, power naps. Yeah, quick power naps, yo. Straight up.
Go. Just give me a second here. I'm just looking at my questions I have. So, what does it take for you to collab with someone? Like I saw you collab with some cats from Russia. You have
Yeah,
it on your website. That was interesting. It was a dope vibe, actually. I have is like a Russian background. I was born in Toronto, but I have
yeah,
a
yeah,
Russian
yeah. So yeah, you was
background.
telling me that. Yeah.
What does it take for you to collab with someone? Because you said you traditionally stick to your people and stuff like that. So when
Yeah.
some Russians reach out to you or whoever else reaches out to you, what's the criteria for you saying,
Hey man, I'm a,
I'll make
I'm a,
the music with you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was it was just like, yo, this is different. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, honestly, when they came at me with it, I was thinking like, all right, so y'all gonna be rapping in English, and they weren't. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, so I'm the only guy rapping in English. Like, how's this gonna go over? But then when I talk to them, they're like, yo, like people love the songs and da da da. I'm like, word, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So it just once again the internet kind of me being online kind of opened me up to doing stuff with people who I normally wouldn't talk to on a normal basis. I'm not gonna be walking down the street and run to some Russian cat in the city. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, yo, he'd be like, yo, let's do some music. But being up here, we were actually able to, build, and those are my guys now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DRZ, shout out to Broadway. Cool, they're good people, man. They're good people.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's interesting because when my parents immigrated in the early '80s and I was born, hip hop, they didn't know fuck all about hip hop. I'd bring home
Yeah,
like Run DMC, Beastie Boys, Fat Boys, and like, what the fuck is this?
yeah,
But
yeah,
now,
yeah.
in those parts of the world, I mean, since MTV days, like that
Right.
really stepped into the shit. Their styles are
Yeah,
evolved. It's
yeah.
real shit, man. I'm still blown away by it, to be
No,
honest
it's
with you.
crazy. I be watching these shows. Like I'll go online and watch these shows, and they be killing it. Like it's a mad crowds and it, rocking. I'm like, yo, that's ill, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the game has definitely changed for the better.
I heard in Russia it was the biggest genre, at least a
It
couple of
is.
years ago,
It
which is
is. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, so, so yeah.
Facts.
So why don't we talk about what you got coming up?
Okay.
You have a couple projects, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Want to let us know what's in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
pipe?
Yeah. 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 I could definitely let you know. I don't know if Jason's still in here. It's scary hour. You in here, man? Are you hiding again? But the first joint I actually was gonna drop the project was with Jamar Johnson first. He did the joint with Lunatic.
Right.
And I was
That
gonna do that. I was gonna drop that one first, but
mm,
I decided to move his joint more towards the fall and do the joint with Scary Hour first because um I've been mastering and mixing some of the songs, and I'm like, yo, that feel of the joint still feels like I can get it off in August. You
mm.
know what I'm saying? And then push the Jamar joint to, like October or something. Cause I was like, I at least want to do, once I got sick last year, I was like, yo, I'm not really worried about music. I was just doing collabs. But I was like, yo, if I can, I at least want to knock at least two, yeah, he hiding, right? He hiding. But yeah, I was like, yo, I at least want to do the joint. So the first joint is Hella High Water, and that's with Scary Hour. And that joint is yeah, it's one of them joints, man. Me and him, every time we link up, we get our formula even more together. San Fran 5 to Al Mansour to Hella High Water. So that's the first joint, and as far as features on the joint, usual suspects, Tony Hustle, Maya Lansky, Wu Syndicate, you know what I'm saying? My guy Pure, Duck Blazemore, man, uh Primo the Great, who else on the joint? Willie the Kid. Um Lukey Cage. Shout out to Lukey Cage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a
You got a lot of features on there. Is that Pentagon largely?
No. My group, I actually with this joint, I was you know, oh hold on, let me finish too, because I hate when people do that to me when they slight my features. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pappy Natson, shout out to Rick Love, shout out to Ray Sosa, you know, shout out to my man 20 King. We got one more song for the books, man. One more song for the books, man. Rest in peace to 20 King, but. And much love to them. Tell you, man. Much love to you. I see you, Jason. Finally, you put the little, you know, joint up here. Scary Hour. I appreciate you, man. He built the track for my man. Now I had vocals. He built the track around the joint. I did have to fix the vocals. Scary Hour. You was wilding, but yeah, like he built the track around the joint, and it's the last song on the project. Ice Palace, and it's the last vocals that I have, you know, of my homie who, you know, like I said, who died, you know what I mean? So we got a song on the joint. My man Henny Sport on the joint, calling live from Bear Hill, you know what I'm saying? He was in a thing. He called in, you know, put some poetry in the joint. So I just wanted to make sure I said everybody's name, because yo, cats been putting me on their projects, and then when they start talking about yo who, you know, is on the project, y'all niggas try to forget me.
Really?
That's cool. Yeah. They do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit here and try to come up with everybody else's name who's on the joint and won't give me a shout out. I understand. I'm a scary individual, man. I understand it, man. I understand it. I get on the joint. I try to break your neck. I understand. So you don't want to say my name. I understand. But look, man, we not doing that no more. We're not doing that no more. You know what I mean? Like I want to give everybody their roses. You know what I'm saying? I'm always about that. Like I want everybody. That's why when you know I heard you spit the joint, I was like, dude, you ill. I'm not about that, yo, somebody can't be iller than me or somebody can't be as ill as me. So that's clown shit, man. You know what I'm saying? We all in this because we supposedly love it, right? So
I mean, the key is you got to be so far in your zone. You know what I mean? That you're your own person. Like nobody can fuck with you in your element. That's really the key.
Exactly.
Everyone can get his own element. You know what I mean?
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I fuck with you, man, because you get it, man. Like, but a lot of these people, like I said, a lot of these guys, they don't get it, man. They don't move like that. But like I said, I wanted to give everybody a shout out and, you know, and keep it, you know, all the way. I appreciate everybody because it's been a long process. Like, it truly was, you know, me and Scary talking about it. I said, look, man, it's truly been hella hot water for me dealing with, you know, making this project. I don't take us long. Me and him, it don't take us long to knock out these joints.
The Lunatic Scary Hour joint, I forgot the name. It was like the horror movie theme. I think Jason.
Oh yeah. Loomis and Myers.
Favorite joints of Lunatic, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one.
Yeah, the Loomis and Myers, like telling you, and he did, and you, I know you were talking about you rock with 5. You know, he did 5.
Oh, that might be my favorite one.
Yeah, he did all 5, and he did all of Al Mansour. You know what I'm saying? Like this my ear, like this my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like when we get together, we know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
So the Jamar Johnson joke, that's the next joint. You know, that's the one that kind of had more on the raps. But that's the name of that one is Pray With One Eye Open. All the art, like I've did the artwork as far as like the other joint, as far as the joint with the Hella Hot Water, the artwork, I sent Scary out of artwork for that in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, boom, here's the artwork for it. Then we did the back cover last year. I just didn't finish it.
Can you tell everyone when these are dropping, just so they can look out?
August, because now what I gotta do, see, everything is through me. It's not through a label, like a label or anybody. I don't have a deal with the vinyl company. I go to the vinyl companies myself. You know, right. Young Eazy-E, you know what I'm saying? To be like, yo, here's this. I need this set of vinyl, and these, you know, 25 vinyl, these 50 vinyl, and I go get them done. But it's gonna take me at least 2 months to get the vinyl back. You know what I'm saying? So I like to have my stuff I like to have everything set. I hate all that, you know, yo, buy the vinyl now. You know, the album dropped in May. You'll get the vinyl in January. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? By the time it's like, you know, whatever. So I'll go ahead and just, you know, let me have everything there. And the last time I did that with the Black Rose Theory. And the vinyl was gone within 24 hours.
it makes sense. It's all about the moment, you know, and moments leading with music these days. It's got to be as big a moment as possible. I agree.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, but shout out to Jamar Johnson real quick, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the usual suspects who was you know, on that joint. It's not that many people on that project. Oh, my man, once again, Tony Hustle, Doug Blazemore, man, A-Rod, Gifted Jeff Smith, he's on the joint, you know. I think that might be everybody who's on that joint. If not, forgive me, but I you know, I got a lot on my plate with both of those albums, but respect to everybody who came through and you know, put in some work with me, man. You know what I'm saying? On my days where, you know, I wasn't feeling that great, and they, you know, they still made it happen.
If you're okay, I wanted to talk about that a bit. I think it's you know, it's important. I'm sure it's a, you know, it's part of your life. So like when I listen to your music, I'm like, this dude keeps it constructive, positive outlook. You know what I'm saying? But I get the sense, you know, obviously, and I think you're open to it about it to a degree in your music and in your posts, that there's more challenges that people than they might see or get the vibe off from maybe your music or whatnot.
Yeah.
Can you tell me like what it was like when you were first diagnosed with Crohn's? By the way, I have a cousin in New York who, like, at 13 he had Crohn's. Is it something where like you say, you know what, holy shit, fuck music, I got other important things to think about? Or did it make you realize that, you know, no, music is just as important? Because a lot of people get tested with music when something tough happens in life. A lot of people just fold up shop. You know what I mean? Maybe they come back later and they lost all their momentum. What was it like for you to get hit with this information?
It's funny. I was just saying this today, not on Crohn's, but just in everything. Like, there's always been some type of pressure in my life. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I was like, yo, man, like, yo, today somewhat is the first day since I was like 18 where I haven't had some type of court proceeding over my head for some, you know what I'm saying, for some, either some wild shit or just, you know, just whatever. So I've always had to deal with some type of adversity. So it's not a big deal. The Crohn's thing, I mean, it just, I don't know. Okay, let me tell you this. This will sum it up for you. Not too long ago, my doctor called and was like, yo, your inflammation marker is supposed to be at 200. Your inflammation marker is at 9,000. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah. He said, yo, I need to get you in the hospital. Like ASAP. And I said, what hospital? And he was like, Maryview. Now, anybody who's in here knows that they call Maryview Murderview. I'm not going to that hospital, man. I'm like, nah, I'm good. So what I did was, and there's a picture of me on IG, you know, I broke up my quad, got on my quad, and was riding all through the neighborhood and whatnot, you know, doing wheelies and playing around. And it came in and was, you know, messing with the, you know, little remote control cars, because that's, you know, like, that's how much I don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, yo, he said, how are you moving? He really was serious. He was like, how are you moving?
Right.
But it's just the willpower. It's mind over matter, man. You know what I'm saying? So this Crohn's thing, that, like, you know, like my people said, you know, it's you know, it's nothing. It's nothing, man. It's mind over matter. Now, don't get me wrong. I do have my days where I'm hurt. Like, I'm hurt. Right. And, you know, it's like last year, it was somewhat like I got to the point where it was like, not with the Crohn's, but I was like, man, well, if I'm gonna have to deal with this Crohn's like this, because like for the whole year I was dealing with it. And shout out to, you know, Scary Hour, because he's got it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we be talking about medicine back and forth. That's why I said we two of the illest in the game, man, because we really be ill, like, for real, you know? Like, but I'm like, yo, did this medicine work for you? Did this one work for you? Like, we going back and forth on the meds and whatnot. Yeah. But this is like, it's just part of life, man. It's like anything, you gotta just, you know, get adjusted to it. But last year, like, when I was like, yo, I don't know, because I just couldn't shake it. Like I have times where I'm good, and I have times where like I'm bad.
Yeah.
And I started having a constant bad time. And I was like, yo, I'm about to pull all this music down, and I'm gonna focus everything on building a brand that'll be here after I'm out of here.
What kind of brand? What kind of brand?
Oh, I was on some other shit. Like, I mean, you know, I'm already. Well, I don't know if you've seen, but the Black Rose, the wine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That. You know what I'm saying? Working on the joint. You know what I'm saying? Plug the villain. You know what I'm saying? Have nots. You know, my have nots clothing joint. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, I'm gonna build on that type of stuff and just throw things at the wall until we get something popping. That was all I was thinking. Like, yo, just throw things and see what happens. The wine so far. The clothes are moving too. The hats, you know, the have nots joints. They're moving, but
I love that name, by the way. That's an ill name.
I appreciate it. And this is this is all the stuff. I feel like I had to be sick in order to come up with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you have so much downtime that you just kind of like, you know, you're able to think, you know. And so it was like, yo, I pulled like this mad videos that I had that I pulled off my page. I kept everything that was a collabo with some of my people on the joint. You know what I'm saying? If right, Jalene, eventually something sticks, exactly. But yeah, like I pulled all that stuff down. I pulled all my music down. That's why you were like, yo, I don't see anything that goes past. You know what I'm saying?
I'll just jump in because for me, 10 years ago when I stopped doing music, I said, fuck it. I rejected it and I pulled everything down. I'm like, I'm going to focus on my career and fucking making a career. I didn't really have a career. And I was just wondering, why do we have to pull all that shit down? What's the logic behind that?
We're emotional, yo. That's all. It's just an emotion. It's just an emotion. Hey, man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Straight up. Uh-huh. Yeah, man. You know why? It's like because we love to hurt ourselves. That's all it is. You just hurt yourself at the end of the day when you pull the music down. You think you're hurting somebody else. Nah, you're hurting yourself. Because then you end up, if anything, you end up putting it back up. It was pointless, you know?
Yeah.
It was pointless.
So you came back to it. You came back.
Yeah. And it was crazy because how I came back to it on some real shit was like, like I was like, yo, I'm done with this shit, man. I'm gonna dedicate my life to building these other things. And The next day, some weird dude hit me up from some weird link and was like, hey, would you like some money to put some music out? And I was like, huh? And truly, I didn't need the money.
Sorry. When was this? Like
this was last year.
Last year, okay.
Last year when I think I pulled everything down like in April or May. I pulled everything down. And once I pulled I'm talking about I talked to my man Will. I was like, yo, videos are down, the albums are down, everything's down. The very next day, some guy, I can't remember his name, but he hit my email and was like, I have a business proposition for you. And I looked at the joint. It was something where, you know, if you have this many plays here, they front you money to put projects out. And I was like, okay, that was just weird. And I was like, well, I don't need the money. It's not about the money, but dude, that's the music calling you back. That's all it is. It's like it was like a day late, $1 short because now I pulled everything down. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those situations where it was like, dang, man, like I screwed up and I felt like now I got to start all over. So, but some guy, you know, he hit me up and I got my, you know, one of my people who kind of does side management,
right,
to contact him and he was like, yo, it's legit, man, you know? And I was like, word, okay, well, that's all I need to know. I just need to get back to doing what I was doing. And then I started working on the projects again, you know?
It just reminded you there's people that see value in what you're doing.
Right, and I didn't know this guy. Like, this guy literally said he saw me on LinkedIn. Right. And I haven't been on LinkedIn in forever. You know what I'm saying? Right. But he said, yo, I saw you on LinkedIn. I've been in your area. He said, I was in your area in Virginia for about 2 or 3 years. He said, now I'm in Florida. He said, and I came across you again. And, yeah, I just wanted to see if you were trying to do it, you know? Right, so shout out to him because he got me back on track, you know?
Dope. That's dope.
Yeah, some guy, Jason, it was some guy, dude. I'm serious, yo. Some guy, I don't know, some cool white guy. Shout out to him. He's the greatest.
Shout out to cool white guys.
Shout out to cool white guys, man. There's plenty of them out there, man.
So I just got a couple more questions, man, and then
you're good.
And we'll wind down. You lost your voice? Is that true?
Yeah.
What was that like, man? What was going through your mind when that happened, and how did you recover from? Have you fully recovered?
Yeah, well, yes and no. Well, what's crazy is, first of all, at first, see, I play about everything. Like, I'm truly not one of. I'm only serious when I have to be. Other than that, man, I'm laughing and joking. I like people to, I don't know if you've seen my joint for Easter with the bunny joint. Hey, man, we gonna play around, we gonna joke. But best believe, in this room alone, and not trying to be funny, there's like 5 guns in this room right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that bullshit too, but I'm really truly about having fun. I love to see, people laugh. So when I lost my voice, right, I was telling people, hey man, it's cool. I could just be, I could be like a cool ass pimp now, because I had the voice for, what I'm saying, like the old school pimp guys, like, yeah, man, let's get on the, like my voice was really, it was stripped.
From what? From what?
Asthma. I developed asthma.
Right.
Yeah, so that took my voice out. Like, it took my voice out, and I had it for, like, I got a cold. Like, being that I have Crohn's, my immune system is trash. So I got to do a lot of stuff to keep my immune system on point, but I always get a cold. So so 2020, October, November, I caught a cold. And every time I get a cold, after the last thing leave is the cough.
Yeah.
So coughed. I was coughing. And I coughed up until, I say, man, maybe till when I caught COVID, I stopped coughing.
Right.
But when COVID left, I started coughing again. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it was worse. Like, it hit me even worse. So I was like, damn. And then, like, one night, like the next day, I woke up and I couldn't talk. Like it was like my voice was like, so I had to go like to these ENTs and stuff like that. I'm going to an ENT. They take, like, they got like this thing and they shove it up. You know what I mean? Yeah, way more coughing than Robitussin, straight up. So, they had to put this thing, had me glowing. Then I had to go get chest X-rays, and everybody's like, of course it was like COVID. COVID's like, no, it's not COVID. It's not COVID. And so they were fighting and trying to get my voice back because they found out that I did music. They're like, yo, that's like your livelihood. I'm like, yeah, I need to get my voice back. So in between time, I was still cutting records. Right. But I was punching each line.
Right.
Right. I would drink like mad hot tea.
Which project was this on? Because I was listening to your shit. I was like, which project did he lose his voice on?
It hasn't came out yet. That's Hella Hot Water.
Right.
Yeah. It's like 3 songs up there, where I recorded where I just sound a little different. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Crohn's will, and that's where it came from. It came from Crohn's. Like, yo, on a side note, he's right. Scary Hour is right. It will, cause yo, I remember one time I woke up in Miami, and I couldn't see out of my eye. And I come home and I'm thinking I got like pink eye or something. No, Crohn's couldn't affect, my GI tract. It affected my eye.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like, it does weird things like that. You'd be like, come on, man. Like, lesions on your legs and stuff like that. So it ended up being a Crohn's type of infection. You know what I'm saying? With me having to deal with that. But yeah, like 3 songs in a joint. I was like, I still got to cut these records. I still got to get these records done. And every now and then my joint will, seize up. But this is pretty much how I sound on a regular. You know what I mean?
Were you running through? Was it running through your head like the probability that you might not get your voice back? Was that a legitimate thought, or you?
No. It took me for real. It took maybe 4 or 5 months before it was like, before I went to a pulmonary. Like, I found a pulmonary. Shout out to Ashley. She's the greatest pulmonary person ever, yo. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the cool black women out there. There's a lot of y'all. So, but she helped, yo, she got me in there, and she was like, yo, she put me on a Brio, like a Brio breather, and like it just opened everything up. It's a steroid. It got my joint right. But yeah, she got me right. For the joint. But yeah, look, that's crazy. But yeah, what you saying, I was gonna say that, Scary, that everything, but what the songs that got messed up, like, well, not messed up, but the ones where my voice was, you know, they still came out ill. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like when you hear somebody be like, wow, you should have shot yourself in the face. Like, nah, these joints still came out, you know what I'm saying? They still came out right. Yeah. I can't wait for you to hear it, man. Like, I can't wait for, you know, the people to hear it. I told him I haven't been this excited about a couple of projects in a minute. Like, you know.
I'm a big fan of Scary Hour and Jamar Johnson, so
yeah, you know, I'm telling you, those guys.
In the last, like 6 months,
both of them. Those guys, and I got projects with both of those guys. But like I said, they're ill. Like me, and see, Jamar, he had to get to know me because I'm anal about everything, man. Pause, no homo, whatever. But still, like I take everything super serious when it comes to beats. So if you give me a beat, like I've had people email me or hit me in the DM and be like, "Yo, I got the illest thing you've ever heard." I'm like, and I'm stupid, so I'm like, "Cool, let me hear it." They email it to me, and I'm like, if I could find you.
Sorry, brother.
Oh, you good?
I got sorry about that.
No, you good. You good. But no, I'm just saying, like that was it. Like if I, you know, I got a lot of bullshit through my DM. So to find two people who are dope, and then like with Jamar, I had to put him through the ringer because you know it was our first time working, like talking about like that. So it was like, nah, I don't like that. Nah, I don't like that. You know what I mean? But once we found the groove, he was in there. He took off running, and we made something stupid. It's like crazy.
How many tracks are you keeping it? Like 5 tracks? I noticed that. I mean, that's a trend.
Me and Jason, we made a double album. yeah. We said this time we were gonna go all out. We were like, cause I told him, I said, yo, you're giving me too much heat, yo. You're giving me way too much heat, and I don't want to wait and put this on something else. Let's make something dope. So really, it's 10 songs in between, but yeah. And the Jamar joint is like, I think the Jamar joint is 10 or 11 joints too.
Is there anything you did to elevate your raps? You know, because you're at a high level in my opinion. You've been at a high level. You know, is there anything? Because you said you're excited. I know you got ill producers. Do you feel like you've evolved on these projects?
Yeah, I have.
Respect.
I do. I say really when evolving with the joints is because, well, the second part is because of the project with Jamar is because, once again, like I said, I got in my phone, and for some reason when I get to do something new, I get excited about it, and it opens my mind up to a whole new things. So I'm like, oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. So I feel as if I really zoned in. Cause the difference between him and Scary Hour is the minimalist approach to the compounded approach. Like if you listen to Scary Hour joints, you like, well damn, did you make sure the kitchen sink was in that beat too? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he's gonna hit you with so much stuff that it's gonna be like, it takes your mind to a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, joint. Jamar keeps it really simple and raw. So you really are gonna have to make sure you saying something, you know what I'm saying? To really, you know what I mean?
Really simple. Apple Riesling. Did you guys pull out the snare after? Like no. Did you guys rap to a more like an actual snare and then pull it out? How the hell did you rhyme to that? That was a Jamar Johnson beat, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. We black. We got rhythm or something. I don't know. It was crazy because it was like, because when he sent it, when Lunatic sent it to me, he was like, "Yo, this is you all day," and I heard it, and I was just like, "Okay, all right." You know what I mean? It was but no, there was nothing. It was just that. That's what I'm saying. Like he makes you have to, like it makes you have to become an instrument, even if you didn't want to. You're another element in the song. You feel me?
the snare is barely there. Like it's just like a little like speck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great, man. I love it. I love the challenge. You know what I'm saying? I love the challenge. I love the fact that, because you hear people say that all the time about how their project, they might drop 3 or 4 or 5 projects in a year or something, and every project sound the same.
Yeah.
Like, man, all that shit's the same, man. Get out of here. These 2 projects alone don't sound anything alike. Even the subject matter is not alike. So, I can't wait for y'all to hear it, though, man.
So you know what? We'll start wrapping it up, but on a lighter note, you got a lot of collections. You look like you're a collector from what I see. You got gun collection, you got video game collection, you got sneaker collection. I think I saw. Sneaker collection.
Yes. I'm a sneakerhead. Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite collection? What are you most proud of, man?
That's a great damn question, man.
What represents you the most? Is it the guns, or are you a different? Are you a more down to earth person?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I say hold on, what is it? Favorite video game of all time? That's another great damn question.
We're gonna get into that because I was a fucking video game nerd for a certain period.
Let me see. To be honest with you, it kind of goes in cycles because, like right now, if you can see behind me, there's vinyl. You know what I'm saying? Like it's vinyl in the joint, and I collect vinyl, old school vinyl. Like you know what I'm saying? Like hold on, like let's go through what I just got while I was out of town real quick. You know what I'm saying? The Prince Paul joint.
The other day.
Yeah.
Done again. That musical, hip hop musical.
Yeah. Donuts. Mobb Deep. Free agents. I had to keep it. 3-6 is one of my joints. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get the 3-6 joint, and I got 9 and Cloud 9 joint. You know what I mean? Like so. This is like these are like my favorite things to do right now. But every gun show that shows up, I'm going to it. I do love to buy guns and learn how to break them down and clean them, and for protection, not to go out here and mess with nobody. Don't want to mess with nobody. Leave me alone. I'm gonna leave you alone. But if you play around, I will shoot you in your face and go home and chill. But the sneakers, I love the sneakers. I can't really say it's all me. Anything that I'm gonna do, if I go hard like that in collecting it, it's all part of me. You know what I'm saying? Right. I can't really say something's more important than the other.
So I caught a memo. I think your mom was military. Is that where the gun connection comes in, or that was something different?
Hey man, I'll be honest with you. The gun. I don't know, man. When we was young, like I used to hang out with my cousins all the time, and we used to, play cowboys and Indians and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we was, I was always, I always had to be the Indian with the gun. Hold up, how you get the gun, yo? Because I stole the guns from the cowboys. You know what I'm saying? So somehow I ended up with the guns. Yo, I think I was telling my man Tone this, but this is the ultimate joint with the gun when I was a kid. So my grandmother used to take me to, all the church. And one thing I don't know if you know about black church, you will be there all day sometimes, man. So we went to the first service, and then we ended up going to a later service. And I think it was either First Baptist, Third Baptist, something. And I had a little 38, okay, as a toy. So a little 38 snub. And with the orange tip and everything, right? So the thing about, black people, especially black grandmothers, take your, the collection plate is going to get passed around the church. So they were like, okay, well, go ahead and, have, whoever's going to come through, go to the front of the church, and you have to walk around and go back to your seat and put the money in the plate, right? Cool. So my grandma gives me a couple dollars. She's like, go put the money in the plate. I go put the money in the plate. I walk around. Now I have a suit on. You know what I'm saying? Got my little suit on. But she didn't know I had the 38 tucked in my pants.
Right.
So when I go around the front and put the money in the little plate, I turn around and open my jacket and I flash the gun on everybody in the front. And they're like, oh shit, this little motherfucker got a gun. You know what I mean? And I put my coat back up and I jump back to the thing and I go sit down. And I knew I was gonna be in so much trouble, but I actually didn't get in trouble. But you know, it was one of them situations from then on, like guns have been a constant, you know, just, you know, playing around. But yeah, like nah, it's like I said, guns, I like guns. I like sneakers. I like vinyl. So those are the things, you know, I love horror. Like I'm really an avid horror fan. Like, you know, like that's really all I watch. Like
you know what? It means you're a fan of life. You like life, man.
Yes.
You have a lot of this.
Exactly.
So, questions: Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis?
Super Nintendo.
Me too, man.
Yeah. Super Nintendo.
What's your favorite Super Nintendo game? Like top 3?
Oh man, top 3. Okay, let's see. Well, first of all, you gotta go with the Super Mario Land.
Super Mario World?
Yeah, the world, excuse me. Super Mario World. You have to go with that one off the rip. I still remember seeing somebody playing that for the first time. I was like, get out of here. That shit looked like reality to me. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that. Like, Toys R Us. Playing at Toys R Us before getting the Super Nintendo.
I seen somebody playing it at Kmart, yo. Like the dude, his mom worked there, so he just got to play it all day. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, yo, this looks so crazy. So yeah, Super Mario World. Let me see. What else did I play like seriously on the joint? What did I play the other day? I was playing something the other day. I put like mad games on my Super Nintendo, my mini. You know what I'm saying? So, but damn, what did I play? What was it? Oh well, okay. Something me and my mom used to play. We used to play NBA Jam. That was my next one.
Yeah. A lot of hours.
Put mad hours. Our Friday nights was NBA Jam, and then even though I hated it because of the sweat factor, but I didn't have the Genesis, I was Mortal Kombat, man. Like I hated the fact you didn't have the blood. You know what I'm saying? You had to sweat instead. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, the Street Fighter.
With the Game Genie, you could put blood in. I think something like that. Remember that?
But the Street Fighter joint was L2A. The Street Fighter, I think I might have played the Street Fighter more actually than I played the Mortal Kombat.
Turbo.
But, yeah, Super Nintendo, definitely over the Genesis.
For me, my favorite game is F-Zero. Actually, have you played F-Zero?
I played F-Zero. I have played F-Zero. Yeah.
You know what? Graphics don't age well, but I feel like it's like chess in terms of racing games. It has the mechanics down that I could come back every other year and like really get into it. Anyways.
Okay. You know, see, when you say stuff like that, now this is what I'm going to have to do over the, you know what I'm saying? I'm like to go, because look, it was funny, just the other week when I was going by, because F-Zero's actually on the mini, like it's up there. And I was like, yo, I need to play that. I ain't playing it today though, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yep.
So, all right, man. Look, we've been talking for an hour and a half. It's been dope. It's been more of a conversation than anything else. That's what this is.
Yeah.
You feel like spitting a verse? I don't want to put you on the spot, but it's your call.
I don't even know if I have a verse off the top of my head. I thought I might have one, but I don't know if I do. This is what happens when you don't write stuff down no more, right?
No pressure, bro. No pressure.
Let me think. Let me see. Do I have anything? Because if I don't, I'll tell you. Oh yeah, I can spit something from the new joint. I can get a little something. All right. Yo, I used to clean my Nike Cortez with a toothbrush. Was trying to keep the midsoles white like the Ku Klux. Show love to those that knew us. That's how we grew up. Free lunch at the Armory. It meant something to us. The motivation to get it, the have-nots. I flipped it to a brand now. Blue faces in a cash box. Black ops in the killing fields. When the pack stops circulating through the turf, harassed by the black cops, let go by the white ones seem oxymoronic. Behind the school and shipyard is when I first hit the chronic. Me riding Julio on a cold winter night by the swings. No studio, but freestyling. Never thought I'd be offered a movie role. Years later, see my face on the screen. Same thing for me, I want for my team. Politicking with the murderers that go party after gunfire. If you're new to the city, better keep a gun by you. Eating sliced papaya on the patio. Rappers talking jazz, word to daddy-o. It's TMS live in stereo. We made the flight jacket famous. Y'all should thank us. Mansion by the oceans, what the aim is. Yeah, I think, hold on. Let me finish that one out. Hiking through the Shenandoah for the cardio. Ducking Bullet Bill, Super Mario. Shoulders hill is where the body go. Adios, best wishes, live from the trenches. And for my penance, feed them table scraps when I'm finished. Yeah. That's a little something.
It's all about the papaya, man. It's a very Bless Picasso thing to say at this point.
Yeah. You already know.
So whose beat is that on?
That's a Scary Hour joint.
All right.
Yeah, the name of the joint is Caravelli. You know what I'm saying? The name of the song is Caravelli. That one features Maya Lansky from Wu Syndicate. And he killed it too. You know. Oh, I do want to say one thing before we wrap it up though, because I told people, you know what I mean? I told people I was gonna talk my shit real quick, and I just want to say this, man.
Go ahead.
As far as rap shit go, like I was at the beginning, we talked about projects, and this was a project that was actually supposed to happen at the beginning of 2020. And I know some people in here who know exactly what I'm about to talk about, say, yeah, scrape the plates, man. Yeah, you're here for the tables. I appreciate y'all, yo. But look, I was supposed to do I sound like Elza King Los. That's funny, yo. I appreciate it. I mean, those guys are champs in my book. You know what I mean? Appreciate it. But I had hit up a certain rapper. I was like, hey, rapper man, let's I've rocked with you for many years. Let's do some work.
Right.
Told rapper man hit me back a couple days later. Told me the price. It's nothing to a boss. I'm gonna talk my shit right now, man. So I was like, it's nothing to a boss. Cool, I got you. I was like, yo, I'm gonna send you the bread. He goes silent. Okay. Once again, we're working on this comfort zone thing. All right.
Right.
My people's like, hit him up. See what he talking about. Hit him back. Because once you don't answer, I'm like, all right, whatever. So I hit him back. What's good? Nothing. Hit him again. Now, we ain't talking no small bread. We talking like 10 racks. We're talking 10 G's.
We're not saying names, right? We're gonna keep.
We're gonna say this motherfucker's name. We're gonna say his fucking name, but I'm gonna tell you the story first. Okay, so you just know. So it's nothing, from off the top. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, Now, it's at the beginning of the pandemic. Okay? It's the beginning of the pandemic. So I'm thinking like, everybody needs some bread right now anyway, and this is real. And like, I really fuck with this person. I don't do stuff for, I'm just doing it for the look. Like, I really gotta fuck with you.
Right. So
I'm like, okay, rapper man ain't hitting me back. I'm feeling, I ain't gonna lie, got in my feelings. Like, okay, rapper man, So some time goes on. I'm like, all right, well, I ain't seen rapper man online. Rapper man pops up. Rapper man talking about a project, you know what I'm saying, with somebody else or whatever. Needless to say, though, me and rapper man already had the conversation. He already told me what he was going to need for the beats, because he was doing the beats, and he was going to do a feature.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, bet. Didn't hear nothing from him. Time goes on, and rapper man shows up, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give rapper man one more hit. Hit rapper man up. Hey, check it out. What's good, man? The money is still waiting. I ain't blow the money. I don't do that. This work. You said we gonna work. What's good? Now, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I don't even know if I should call somebody a man if you just don't say, yo, this is what it is off the top.
Right.
I would have more respect for anybody if they told me, hey man, you are the wackest fucking person I ever met in my life. I'd never do anything with you, kick rocks, eat a dick, and build on me. I'd be like, okay, gotta respect it. Now, if I ever see you, you a dead man. But at least you kept it real with me. You know what I'm saying? Time go on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, bet. It happened to be, we just go, well, my man already said it. Tone, you well spilling the damn beans, but it was Rock Marcy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And the thing that's crazy about that whole thing is that, you know, is like when I talk to, because, you know, him and Westside cool. So, you know, when I talk to, I remember, you know, Wes telling me, you know, like, yeah, you know, dude be kind of whatever, you know, at the beginning when he was talking to him. But it was like, dude, like, for me, my thing is this. Like, this is the game, man. Like, this is what we do. And I don't ever go to anybody. I've never went to anybody and been like, hey man, more bread, please. Like, just feed me. Nah, man, let's break bread. Let's talk money. Cause I know that's what motivates people. So when you don't move like that and you move in another way, like, you know what I'm saying? Cause he actually was funny. Cause he was actually there was a dude who was actually supposed to bring him here for a show. You know, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring him here. And I was like, yeah, this gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, hey, I'm gonna let you handle your show and get your money. Cause I ain't a hater. But as soon as that show over, I'm gonna check your temperature. Hey man, I'm the guy, Mr. Rapper Man, that you've been ducking. What's good? Because I just like I like to be clear on things, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really one of those people. Like, I like to know, where do we stand? Where we standing?
You don't want to be left hanging.
Basically. No, because I don't leave nobody hanging. I will tell you, like, easily, if I don't want to hurt your feelings or whatever, like, yo, you know, right now I can't work on that. We can come back to that. But it's not even one of those situations when, you know, you go to somebody, like I said, on some real shit, to be like, yo, man, let's work on something. And like I said, they come back to you. It was like, you know what I felt like? I'm gonna be honest. I felt like somebody was trying to tell me my money wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt. Like, yo, I'm trying to actually break bread with you. Yeah. And you don't want the money? And it's not like you can say there's anything as far as the music go. It ain't even that. It was just like weird. And it still bothers me to this day.
Like, I've never done, you know, collabed at that level, you know what I mean? But yeah, you think it's a matter of like people thinking, oh, he didn't put up enough money to start and I'm not coming back to him, or do you think he just didn't want to put you on, or like what?
No, check it out. What I'm saying, man. I asked him his price. What's your price? I asked for price. So what you need, man? What you need? I can get it. What you need? He's like, yo, I need blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. I said, yo, I hit him back the next day. Hey man, I'm gonna send you half now and half on Monday, just so it ain't nothing funny with the banks. And that was just it. You know what I'm saying? So if you tell me your price, only thing you could do now is come back and be like, Dad, maybe I lowballed because he came back too easy. You know what I'm saying? But this has happened. Like, this happens. Like, you know, it happened. It happened. I was supposed to, like, people, you know how many times I've been fussed at by my people around here about, yo, why don't you get Westside Gun here? He your people. You know how many times I've been tried to get Westside Gun here and he told me the price and I'd be like, I got it. And then when I call him, he don't pick up the phone. This was before the, you know, the Griselda, I mean, the you know, the shady thing, but actually it might have been right after one of the shady things, but he gave me a price and I told him, I said, yo, okay, I got you. I'm going to check the venue.
Do you think it's a work ethic thing? What do you think it is?
No, I think motherfuckers just don't want me to win. You know what I'm saying? On that level. I really do. I think they just don't want me to win on that level. Like, if I get in, it's like, yay, Bless made it. You know what I'm saying? You did it on your own. But it's like, if it's a situation where it's like, where it's got to be like, I feel like, okay, perfect example with that whole thing, with the trying to get the show. I've tried to do that show with him at least 4 times. Because people were like, yo, you know him, you got to connect, talk to him. So I call him. He'd be like, yeah, I know your money good, P, I got you. Cool. Then when I go check the venue or go talk to people and try to start getting everything straight, then I don't get a phone call back. And sometimes I feel like these people think that maybe I want to, you know, be on stage with them, you know, and I'll be like, yo, when I'm doing, I do promotions, I've done promotions, I've had club nights and I've done that shit. I don't give a fuck about rap those nights.
Right.
I need to make sure you're safe. I need to make sure you got everything you need. And I need to make sure this go down flawlessly. So the next time I decide to do something like this, there's not a problem with the venue. So I'm not worried about being a rapper. Yeah, I did a song for West Side Gun. I don't care about that. That doesn't matter to me. And I think maybe it's the people you deal with sometimes. They paint that picture for you with other people. So now you just go into every scenario thinking, oh, everybody don't, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be the same way. Nah, man. I want to make sure you're good while you're here. And I think that's the thing that kind of led into the thing with the rock situation. Cause I'm like, dude, like you told me what you needed. I didn't tell you what I had. I told you what you told me what you needed. And then you kind of tried to move it to the side. Like you'll never see me. But you're gonna see me. Cause I pop up everywhere.
Right.
I pop up everywhere.
Right.
I'm allowed to pop up at. And when if I can get there and, you know, I just want to put that out into the universe for people who don't let those situations frustrate you to the point where you say, I'm not doing whatever you're doing anymore. Because you're going to talk to people out here and you're going to think, and they're going to paint themselves as the realest ever, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they're not, you know?
Yeah.
They're not real at all. You know what I'm saying? They get pressured, they'll get some pressure put on them and they're gonna fold like origami. So it doesn't even, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. But I just, like I said, I wanted to put that out there for the people just to get that feeling. Cause I told everybody, I said, dude, the first time I talk to somebody, I'm gonna let them know about that rock situation. Cause that was corny. That's super corny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if somebody had told me, hey man, yo, you and everybody you know whack as fuck, I would have been like, when we see you, you a dead man. You know what I'm saying? But I respect it.
Right. You're dropping gems, man. That's what this show's about. This platform's about. So thanks for sharing that.
All day.
It's been a slice. I'm looking forward to your projects. We'll keep
Yes,
our eyes open.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Already, man. You already know, man. Appreciate you.
And we'll stay in touch.
Yes, already. Peace to all my people out there, yo. Love y'all, man. Easy.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Hit me up. I'm up. You know I'm up tonight. Dracula.
Peace.
Peace.